What's up, guys? Welcome back to House Flipper Remastered. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. If you haven't already, it would be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we adopted our two golden retrievers, Maya and Daisy, and completed 2 of the Pets DLC jobs. But today, what I want to do is just try to make some money. We're not exactly hurting, but at this point, we can't really afford a lot of the larger properties that I want to flip. So what we're looking for is a quick flip. And since we're probably going to have to wait for the girls to grow up a little bit before they can really help us on the job, we'll probably be leaving them here for the time being. I've been trying to figure out what the quickest flip would be, and I think I've determined that it's probably room 404, which sure is on the spookier side, but hear me out. Since it's an apartment, that means that we won't have to do anything to the outside. We actually can't do anything to the exterior of this property, which will save us a ton of time. Another thing that we could do for a quick buck is we still have our old custom office empty lot. Let's go ahead and head over there and just get rid of it for an easy, 16, 17 grand maybe? Let's see what happens. We're gonna put it up for auction and let her rip, tater chip. Okay, we are starting low. Very, very low. We paid a little over 16.5 for it. So I'd like to at least make that back. Okay, it looks like we're going to Giorgio, classic Giorgio. Jack, again, 20 G's. Thank you so much, Jack. That's a quick 3,500 bucks. And I'm gonna go ahead and just accept that offer. There's no reason we need to try to negotiate. It is what it is. The only thing that we have done to it since our custom office kind of went poof is we cut the grass. And I think all of the original trees are still there even. It's a good lot. I just... There's too many memories here for me, you know? Too many memories for me to try to continue on there. All right, back to the browser. We now need to purchase the super spooky room 404. One of you has also been very vocal about me purchasing the Samarta Myers house, I think is what it's called. And I want to do that, but it is sort of on the pricier side as well. So hopefully this will help us get there in the future. Almost $83,000. Let's head there now. And we'll see how spooky it really is. Okay, totally forgot about the chains on that door. That's a little weird. That is a little weird. I don't really remember how to... like, do we have to burn some sage? Or how do we get rid of the spooky atmosphere? We'll figure that out. This house is haunted, but we can lift its curse for you. Do you want to play with the spooky stuff? I ain't scared of no ghost, man. Ain't scared of no ghost. Okay, maybe I'm a little scared. That door 100% just opened by itself. Hello? Spooky ghosts. Spooky ghosts? Okay, we got some spooky lights in here. Do any of the lights... None of the lights work. Home. Hey. Hello?
I'm always flipping houses. I'm always flipping houses. I'm always flipping houses.
It sounds like you're always... Are you always flipping houses?
I'm always flipping houses.
Okay, one more time, just to confirm. You said that you...
always flipping houses.
Always. All right.
I'm always flipping houses.
I mean, that's cool. As a ghost, you know, to be constantly, or as they said, always flipping houses. That's very neat. This seems like a fire hazard. But can we extinguish that? No. All right. Well, this is weird. Spooky ghost? Okay, they're not in the closets. Spooky ghost, how do we get rid of you? Oh, that's what fell. Lovely. Ceiling fan. And then we've got some static on the TV. That's good. That doesn't work either. Excellent. Cool. Well, we can get rid of a little bit of trash here in the kitchen. And it would seem like there's maybe a leak in here. Or is that in the... Ah, it's here. Okay. So we're probably just going to need to sell that, I would assume. I remember there being a way to make it not scary. But I can't seem to figure it out. Do we just have to replace the fuse? And then trip the breaker. Right? Okay, that worked. Lights are working. There's pizza. Somebody left us some pizza. Still haunted. Okay, still haunted. But the lights are working. So that's cool. That's cool. What if we... I was gonna say, what if we, like... maybe answer the phone again? That doesn't seem to do us any good. There is a light in this room. Okay, let's get that turned on. Already way less spooky. The shoes are weird. That's also kind of strange. Maybe we're good. Maybe we're good to just start selling stuff. Why can we not sell that? This is save game. Cool. Never seen that before. I don't think. I know we've done this job once before, but that seems new. Okay, we can't sell that. Can't sell this. Oh, but we can get rid of the stuff in here. There was an axe. There was definitely an axe in there. Okay, I'm gonna try to sell everything. And whatever we can't sell has to be responsible for the haunting, I would assume. So we'll get rid of this bookshelf. The light in here did fall down, so now it's very, very dark. But that's okay. Let's get rid of the knives so we can't get dead. Probably a smart move. Can't say I've ever seen... I don't even want to know what was in that bag. Can't say I've ever seen cabinets that actually had things in them like this. Kitchen is all clear. Can we sell that? We cannot. Great. So we're locked in here as well. Excellent. Let's get rid of those things. We can just get rid of that too. All right. Use our scroll wheel and just get rid of this. We don't need 2 washing machines, you know. We need 1 washing machine and a dryer. Shoes. Okay, can't get rid of those either. I think everything in this bathroom has to go. Oh. Did not mean to sell that door, but that's okay. We're going to get some new ones anyways. Can't get rid of the tub. That has to stay as well. What about the phone? Can't get rid of the phone. And we can't pick it up anymore. So, right. If I were to try to cleanse this house of its spirits, what would I do? Pretty much sell everything, which we've already done. And at this point, I guess we can clean, right? Maybe that'll cleanse the spirits. Those are permanent. Those do appear to be permanent. We can clean in here a little bit. That is also permanent. So is the only way to get rid of the spirits, then, to have the game basically do it for you? That doesn't seem right. Oh. Okay, that was weird. And I can move this at least. Can we sell it now? Still can't sell it. What if we put the telephone in the tub? No, that just made it so now we can't pick the phone up. Awesome. Shoes? Can't pick those up. Can we move this? Yes. And this? Also yes. Oh! We did it! We did it! When we picked up the candle, it like went into our back pocket or something, and we just had to add that candle onto this candelabra thing. And now we're good. Okay, so we can sell everything. Sick. That is nice. Red Book, you know what? I'm gonna sell that too. Can we sell the chains now? Perfect. Dude, we're in the clear. We are in the clear. Some of you, and now we can sell the telephone as well. Some of you are probably have a better memory than I do, and we're able to remember that that's how you cleanse the spirits. It's been a long periodically time since we last checked this place out, so I can't remember yesterday most of the time, but we've done it. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell, I think, all of the lights in each and every room. I might even get rid of the doors too, and maybe we'll just kind of start from scratch almost. I wonder, are we able to get rid of these windows? We can, which means we could do some even larger windows, presumably. Or what about a slider? It doesn't seem like there's a balcony here. Oh, I was really hoping that we were going to be able to cheese it a little bit and like drop down into the streets or something. That would have been really cool, but it makes sense why we're not allowed to do that. So let's not do this, and instead we'll try to do more like a floor-to-ceiling window, which was the initial idea, but I thought maybe a slider would be kind of sick. Here we go. Biggest dang window that they got. And it doesn't fit. Why? Not enough room to place this item here. Okay, let's scale it back a little bit. Maybe the 300 by 275. That is still floor to ceiling, which is good. I don't love the spacing here. Let's try to find a slightly skinnier one. Maybe the 200 by 275. This could work. This could work. Let's see. If we put it there, and then another one here. I'm gonna try that. That is nice. That is nice. It's gonna let in a bunch of natural light into this living room. And I like having some sort of a divider in between the two windows. I think that's what we're gonna end up going with. Cool. And we have a little bit more square footage now. Just a tiny little sliver in front of each window. Let's go into the bedroom next then, and we'll see. Maybe we can fit that slightly larger one in here. The 300 by 275. That seems like a good fit. We could also just kind of get rid of the whole wall there. It's a little weird. That is a little weird. Gotta make sure it's the white wood one. I think right here. Let's just do that. Wait a minute, did I even... No, these are gray. My bad. Okay, done goofed already. Right, because I was changing up the size and everything. I probably just forgot to change it back. Cool. Yeah, I dig that. What about over here? Why couldn't we add, like... Or maybe we can. No, can't do it there. I was going to say, why couldn't we add exterior windows there? But I suppose maybe this is not the end of the building. Even though it kind of looks like it, judging by the street down there. But that's all right. Oakley dokley, windows done. Now we need new interior doors. Can we get rid of this front one? No. Okay, so that's our way in and out of here. But let's see what we've got for different interior doors. I want something more modern. I think I want to try to do like a slightly more modern looking apartment. Here we go. This is definitely much more modern. We've got that pale bleached cedar wood in there to satisfy our contract with Big Cedar, of course. And if we go with the black wood trim around that, I think we should probably change the windows to match. And then what do we do for trim, too? I don't really think that we need to change up the floor plan too much. We may end up removing that. I'll probably keep the closet in the bedroom. Can we get rid of this? Like, why is that even there? That does absolutely nothing for the space. I think there's even another one in here. Yeah, let's get rid of that too. Are there any others? I mean, we've got that little divider, but I think that one kind of works. We'll leave this one for now, but there's a good chance that we'll demolish that as well. Everything else, I think, can probably stay. Can't use the item duplicator for doors. I was about to. But I definitely like this wood type. This is the wood type that we used on that really, really big job. The wedding venue place. We gotta change this out as well to match the other ones. And then let's see if we can maybe modernize this closet door a little bit. I think like our pantry back at home, I think we should maybe try to use that. It's in here somewhere, this guy. But probably not glass. So let's do it like that, and then pale bleach cedar, and then black handles. I think that'll look really, really nice. Oh, yeah. Well, is that the wrong way around? I think it's the wrong way around. I don't see the handles. Unless they're just kind of blending in. Oh, maybe they are just blending in. Okay. Yeah, we'll run it. I'm into it. Is there a light in there? No. We'll probably have to add in something. Let's try trim maybe next. I'm not going to trim out the kitchen since we're going to be doing a bunch of cabinetry in there. But let's see if we can find either... That's a lot of W's. Let's see if maybe Yumika comes in black. I don't know. Doesn't. Okay. So walls, molding, floor moldings. We need something that's wooden. And also just like a simple shape. Maybe the Magna stuff. Let's start with the corner. Doesn't have black wood. Okay, well, the Creo's not bad. I don't hate the look of that, but yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna get lucky with a black wood trim color. So Yumika it is, I think. We're just gonna have to commit to having white trim with, I guess, black trim doors and windows. That could be cool though. I mean, that's something different. Something that we don't usually do. Why is this not working? Too close to that door, probably. Ooh, wait. Wall panels. Wainscoting. Wall panels. I bet you this would look super, super good in here. Let's try this one, maybe on the outside corner. Could do black wood for this. That might be kind of cool. Or is this too big? Oh no, that's the right size. Off the rip, I'm not crazy about it. What if this was also black? It's almost too dark. It is almost too dark. I mean, apartments historically rather small, definitely on the smaller side, unless of course you can afford like a massive sprawling apartment somewhere. I think lighter colors are going to make the space feel a lot larger. I mean, that's kind of why we went with the floor to ceiling windows, just to try to make it seem bigger than it really is. So maybe that's not the move. But we do have different wood types in here, so that doesn't mean that we couldn't do, like, say, pale bleach cedar, and then have like a white trim, or actually black trim doesn't look terrible. I'm still not crazy about it. Still not crazy about it, and I think I want to try just a different panel. This is the one that we usually use. I don't think we've ever used this one before. So let's go with... I mean, we could switch up the wood type too. We don't have to use pale bleach cedar. Let's try this one first. The last one that we had up here... Yeah, see, the color of the wood doesn't really match the door, even though it's supposed to be the same. Not really feeling that one either. So, we could go with a mahogany. That's a wood type that we've never used. That gives us some good contrast there, at least. What other wood types do we have in here that we don't often utilize? Got like a dark bamboo. Pine, too. That's maybe a little too dark. Dark natural birch. Brown bleach cedar. To orange. American oak. Still sort of on the darker side. I don't know, mahogany could be cool. What if we trimmed out the door in mahogany as well? Ooh. Ooh, hang on. We might be onto something here. And then let's see if we change up the wood color of the door itself a little bit, just to something different. Cool oak isn't bad. Light bamboo is a little bit too orange. Dark bamboo's not terrible with the mahogany. We're gonna get this sorted, and as soon as we do, it's gonna look really, really, really good in here. I'm committing to pale bleach cedar. Realistically, I've already wasted so much time just making a very simple decision, so we really ought to keep moving. The more mahogany wood paneling I add to this place, the more that I'm really starting to like the look of it. Especially with the door color as well. I think it's gonna work out okay for us. I don't want there to be too much mahogany though, so I'm trying to get it to stop over in this corner, but it's being a little weird with the Yumica. Of course, we have to have other trim in the apartment. It can't just be trimmed out walls, you know, nicely with the mahogany stuff and then just nothing on the other ones. So I think what we're gonna have to do is actually reconstruct the wall that we got rid of earlier. And then if we go back to our wall paneling, scroll down a little ways, if we just slap one of these guys right here, and then just sort of have nothing, well, hang on. Since that doesn't stop on a corner, we might be able to do a corner piece of Yumica right there. Let's try that. There it is. Okay, so that's how we're gonna get that to work. I wish that these two would like meet better, but I just don't think that that's really possible. Again, kitchen, I'm not gonna trim out just yet. We can do Yumica in here. That won't take me too terribly long. Probably do Yumica here, assuming we're gonna keep that wall. And then we'll do Yumica throughout the bedroom. I have gone through and changed the other door wood types as well, just so that way they all match. Yumica throughout the bedroom, Yumica in the bathroom. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just get rid of this thing now. Save us a little bit of time. And that also frees up a lot of the bathroom. You know, whereas before we couldn't really do anything here other than just shelving or a closet. Now we've got a little bit more freedom. I am moving really, really slow today. That's how you know it's a Monday. Almost 45 minutes has elapsed now, and I've just finished trim. And not even all of it. So I'm going to finish all of it, and then we'll regroup and continue on together.
A few moments later.
All right, I've got most of the trim done now. I've decided to leave some of the areas where we still have to figure some things out in empty, or trimless, I should say. But we have trim in the laundry room, we have trim now in the bedroom, And I also decided to change the doors from the pale bleached cedar to also mahogany. I just think it looks a little bit cleaner. Couldn't really tell you why. And then we don't have trim in this corner because I think we're going to be able to squeeze the shower in over there. But before we start messing around with that, I need to find some kitchen cabinets and try to get a configuration laid out here. What I want to do is pretty much the same thing that they had before, kind of an L shape. But then here I want to do like a peninsula with a bar top on it, maybe some bar stools. You know the deal, right? We kind of always do something along those lines. But that'll also make the kitchen a little bit larger and shrink the living room down a little bit, sure, but I think it'll be livable, no doubt. I gotta tell you guys, I have been really struggling with this kitchen layout. Originally, I wanted to do like an L shape, or I guess technically a U shape, right, with a bit of a peninsula thrown in there. Tried it, didn't like it. Kind of felt like it made the kitchen a little bit too small. I don't want this to be a one-butt kitchen, so then I tried whatever you would call this layout, but then we didn't really have any space for upper cabinets, so I tried to put these two up here, and I'm just not really feeling it. I mean, you can see just the bottom edge of the cabinet around the backside. I don't know why, but that bothers me. So I'm going to try to just get rid of this. Maybe get rid of this too. And then, you know what? Get rid of the whole thing. We don't need that divider there. It was only there so we could try to squeeze in some upper cabinets, but it's just not going to happen. So I'm going to sell this and get the one that, you know, actually goes on the end, and then we'll do the same thing with this one. And I think that'll be a complete kitchen. It doesn't have a lot of, like I said, upper cabinet space. We do have the one above the, I almost said microwave, refrigerator. And then we also have a skinny little one over here. But there is a decent amount of lower cabinet space, even on the back side of the bar top there. So it shouldn't be too bad. As you can probably tell, I've gone for black cabinetry this time around for something very, very different. And normally I go with the snowy sort of marble countertop. This time, it's still white marble, technically. But this time, it is slightly different. So the very last thing that we need to do is slap that guy right there on the end. And that's it. See, that just, without that wall being there, it just makes it feel so much more open. It's considering this to be a large kitchen, which is true for now, until we get the living room furniture in there, and then hopefully it'll be like living room kitchenette or something along those lines. I already know the Yumika's not gonna, you know, look flush over there with the cabinetry, but we're gonna send it the rest of the way over there and just deal with it. Moving on to the bathroom, I think I want to try to use one of those showers that goes between two walls. You know what I'm talking about? Not a corner shower. I'll just show you rather than trying to explain it. That's probably a little bit easier. I'm thinking about one of these, specifically the one without the shower tray. We'll do that in black metal, and that should go right about here. And then we'll do the wall here in just a second after we get it all assembled. Haven't used this shower in a very, very long time, but I think this used to be sort of the go-to. Look how low the shower head is, though. It's not ours. We're just flipping the property, but that wouldn't fly with me normally. So we're going to bring that out to here, and then just fill that space in the middle. That looks pretty good. I just feel like this makes the most sense because of where the door is located. And then we can do our turlet right over there somewhere, and our sink. Let me get the sink installation. That's going to go somewhere around here, probably. I want to try to leave enough space from this wall so we can get a decent size mirror above it. You know what? Let's actually pick our sink next. We probably don't need a double vanity, but if we can squeeze it in here, I think that'll be appreciated. It is a 1-bedroom, but that doesn't mean that only one person is going to live here. Ooh. Okay. On second thought, that might be a little too large. Might be a little too large for such a small bathroom. I mean, there are smaller ones that we could try, though. Maybe this guy? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's not too bad. And then instead of having the back of the toilet face that wall, we'll probably just rotate it around a little bit and have it face the same wall that this sink will be installed onto. Maybe a little bit of mahogany action. And we can do black frame. I think that's fine. More mahogany on the front. Black handles. Black faucets. This should work. And just like that, our turlet, good old-fashioned fatty, and our 2 sinks are installed. We've got a big old heckin' mahogany mirror with a sconce just above it, and then a single halogen bulb over there in the corner. I really don't love the placement of the light switch, so I think I'm gonna move that over there, and I might even get rid of that and swap it out for the modern switch. I just like the look of the modern switch a little bit more. And especially if we're trying to go for like a modern apartment, only makes sense for us to try to do modern things in here. With both the kitchen and the bathroom now mostly dialed in, I think I want to try to figure out what we should do for flooring. And we'll start out here in the kitchen. I don't think that I would mind a tiled kitchen for a change. But choosing the right tile is going to be a little tricky. I mean, the obvious choice would be to go for some maybe larger white tile. But what about something like this? It almost seems a bit too orange. Let's just bring that out to maybe to here. That way the bar stools have something to sit on. Not my first choice. Definitely not my first choice. What about this guy? A little bit more red, less orange. Also has like a white or gray grout line. That's not bad. Just something to like church the space up a little bit, you know? And I might not do white subway tile for this kitchen. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. What about something like this? That might look kind of good. It just needs to be more decorative, because I mean the kitchen as it sits now is, I would say, pretty plain. So if we could do like more of a decorative floor like that, maybe that wouldn't look too bad. And then what do we do for the flooring in like the entryway? That's a whole nother thing. I don't want it to be carpet. I also don't really want the living room to be this carpet. We could think about doing a different color maybe. We're pivoting to backsplashes. I think if we have a backsplash, that'll help me decide on a floor a little bit easier. Brick could be cool. Brick could be cool. It's like maybe an older apartment building. We could do like this whole wall, all quote unquote original brick. But let's see how that would look for a kitchen backsplash. I really like that. I really, really like that. I want to just make sure that that's the brick that we want to go with, though. There's this one, too, that seems to be a little bit smaller. Like a little bit more of a, like, tighter brick pattern. I don't think that's terrible either. What about over here? How would it look around the door? That might be the one. That might be the one, and it kind of works with this tile too, because the tile has sort of a brown tint to it. I'm gonna put brick on this entire wall here as well, and then we'll see what we think about that. It's like modern meets industrial, and I really kind of dig it, especially with those floors. But what I don't dig is the Yumika. Sorry, Yumika, but you're out. And then over in this corner, we're going to do something slightly different with those wall panels. Yet again, I just can't make up my mind as to what I want to do over here. So we need this guy in a mahogany. And that is going to finish out that corner. And then we just need a little teeny tiny sliver to butt up alongside that window. There we go. Okay, I'm finally happy with that. So we'll do drywall here. I know that's brick now, but eventually that'll be drywall. We have to paint the ceiling in here too, because that's looking a little rough. But let's head back into the bathroom and we'll figure out the flooring in here. Tile, obvious choice since it's a bathroom, but I don't know what shape I want to do, what color, or anything like that. We probably... Ooh, white concrete, hang on. We probably could just go back to... No, that looks like a hospital. Back to the hexagon white tile. Not a terrible idea. Or maybe these. Maybe this wouldn't look too bad. It doesn't. Actually, I kind of like that. Oh, and I still have to finish up the Yumika in here. Isn't there like a little teeny tiny pebble or river rock sort of thing? Yeah, here we go. Bubble tiles. I want something different, I think, for inside of the shower. So let's try this. That looks good. That looks really, really good. And then... do we dare do white subway tile inside the shower? We don't have to do it throughout the entire bathroom. Or, what about this? Oh, that's flooring. Right. We kind of need wall coverings now. What would this look like, though? We did a little bit of that, and then it should stop here. I don't hate it, but I think it's too gray. Thankfully, there is a slightly lighter variant of that as well. So let's try this one out. See what we think about that. That's almost too bright now. Okay, maybe the other one was better. Or what about this? That's kind of cool. It is a bit much. Especially if we already sort of have a pattern. Yeah. On the floor. That's not gonna cut it. We need something that's just like basic. Something a bit more plain as well. Same thing that we have on the floor, but on the walls. That could be something. Hang on. Oh. Is that the same? Why does the color look so weird? I mean, that is the same, but the color does look a little off. It could just be the lighting as well. I'm gonna send it. And it'll look good. Trust me. As for the rest of the walls, I think I want to do like a really light, very faint green color. Maybe this essential sage. We'll try that. And then I'll just paint the ceiling all white. I'm not sure how you guys will feel about this, but I personally love this bathroom color. I think it complements the mahogany wood really well. It works well with the flooring, with the tile that we did inside the shower. It's perfect. I think it's perfect. So, moving on from the bathroom and back into the living room kitchen, I need to try to find some sort of flooring that's going to look good with both this and also the mahogany wall panels. Might be a little tricky. Kind of leaning more towards concrete. But like to have a concrete living room, I don't know if that would look good or bad. Doesn't hurt to try, does it? Maybe it's just not the right color of concrete. I don't think it looks terrible, but it is sort of clashing with that tile as well. I tried a different concrete and I've determined that I just don't like it. So I'm gonna see how it would look if we did that tile throughout the whole thing. And then maybe we just go back to having like carpet in the living room. I was hesitant to try brown, but it kind of works. I was worried that this would be too much brown with the mahogany and then brown carpet, and then we've got like some brown kind of in the tile too. I think it's pretty solid. Could be worse, right? It could be like bright green or purple or something. It is truly insane what just a couple of coats of paint can do to a space. I mean, this place was looking like the back rooms before. It was looking like a liminal space. But now that it's been, you know, touched up a little bit, it's looking pretty dang good. Again, it's like industrial meets modern, sort of. At least that's what I was going for. Hopefully that comes across. But what we need to do now is get some more carpet over here in our bedroom. So we're going to do that in the closet then as well. And then, rather than doing carpet in the living room, I think that's a little odd, personally. I think what I want to do in there is the same tile that we did in the bathroom. We'll take this from corner to corner, and that's it. That's all she wrote. All right, next. I am starting to run out of time. I have a little less than 30 minutes left. But what I want to do is just kind of quickly run through all of the furnishings for this place. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, but we're going to get started out here in the living room. So let's go to living room furniture. We first need a sofa, of course. I've been picking the ones that are just at the top of the list, mainly out of convenience. So I'm going to try not to do that and just pick stuff that I think will genuinely look good in this room. Like this. Even by default, I think that that's perfect. Maybe isn't the most comfortable couch in the world, but it'll work. Put it right there. And then we need some bar stools as well. I totally forgot about the bar stools. And those are, you know what? Let's just type stool. That'll be the quickest way to find those. We don't have a ton of options for bar stools either. But I've been using these transparent ones because they kind of just go along with every color scheme. And we're going to do one here, and one here. That'll do. We're going to need some lights, too. Don't let me forget about the lights, all right? I don't know how you're going to remind me, but you'll figure out a way, I'm sure. Now we just need some sort of a table for either the TV to sit up on top of or be below the TV for things like an Xbox or something along those lines. Maybe this? It's looking a little small. What do they call those? There's a name for these. What about center? I was thinking like entertainment center. Console? Maybe? Ooh, this is kind of pretty. What even what even is that? I mean, it's so skinny you can't really fit much up there. We've got the consoles themselves. We do have these that we downloaded from the Steam Workshop. We could try those. Maybe a black one? Yeah, let's do that. It's a little bit larger than what we were working with before. And now, TV stand is what they're called. I like the look of this one a lot, too. But we already have a lot of wood in here. So maybe we should be going with something like this. And less mahogany. Pale bleach cedar, you know what? I think we can probably run with that this time around. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, okay. Didn't mean to sell that, but that's okay. We got it again. Now TV. Are we even able to fit an 85-inch TV on this? I guess. It takes up the entire thing, but I don't think that looks bad. And then we have so much room here in the living room. I definitely think we need some sort of coffee table at the very least. And then maybe we do just like 2 little additional chairs over there in front of the windows. Here we go. Something to match the couch. That's perfect. So I'm going to put that one there. Rotate this one around a little bit. And put that one there. Not too bad. Not too bad. You know what I didn't even think about until just now, too? Where, I mean, granted, we have this, like, bar top area, but other than that, where would we even think about putting a kitchen table or a dining room table? There's no space for it. Unless you had, like, some sort of transforming coffee table here that somehow expanded into a larger table. I mean, there's no room at all for it. I gotta hang up some lights in here before I completely forget. I want like a dangling light or a hanging light for sure. But I don't know what sort of style we should go with. I guess it kind of needs to stay at least industrial and or modern. So let's try to stick to that. So far, I'm not seeing anything. This is teetering on industrial. But it also looks a little large. Not sure I'm feeling that one. What about this? This triple light. That could work. Just have to try to get it to, like, the center. Right there. And then maybe the center of the peninsula island thing. Like right in here somewhere. Not too shabby. Got a light switch there, which still needs to be swapped out. You know what? That's what I'm going to do next. That'll be a really super quick and easy thing to do. Just go around and change out all of the original switches for the nicer, newer, modern light switches. Okay, now we need like a hallway light. Maybe a light in the living room wouldn't be a bad idea either. Doesn't have to be anything super crazy. We could even get by with one of these, probably. Let's get that as close to the center as we possibly can. Right about there seems good. Oh, yeah. That's more than enough. And then down the hallway, we'll do something similar, but maybe on the smaller side. You know what? I might use that same light here in the laundry room as well. That's, you know what? That's a big perk for this apartment in particular. Like, not all apartments come with their very own dedicated washer and dryer. A lot of them are like communal. They'll be, you know, shared at least between all the apartments on one particular floor. Usually. What do I know? I've never owned an apartment. I went from living in my parents' basement to buying my own home. We're going to get the washer and dryer situation handled next. So dryer is going to go 69. Nice. We're going to get dryer put down right there. And then a washing machine is going to go just next to it. That makes it seem like we could maybe pull the dryer out a little bit. Turns out we can't. All right, let's just get this thing assembled then. And just like that, that's our laundry room space all finished up. I really hope that we're going to be able to make a decent amount of money on this property. If we don't, I'm going to be a little sad. I am definitely going to be a little sad. But the very last room that we have to finish is the bedroom. So for that, of course, we're going to need a bed. I don't want a huge one because it's not a huge room. What about this? We've never used this one before. We could bring in some of that mahogany. Bedding color, let's go for more of a white than a cream, I think. And then pillows, we'll go for more of a blue than a red. Something like that. Maybe that's too much blue, but I'm going to send it. Right about there seems good. Almost equal spacing on either side. And then we need nightstands. This is the nightstand that's for this bed. And I know I used it in a previous house, but we're going to use it here again. I really, really wish that I wasn't so strapped for time today, but it's kind of my own fault. I unfortunately spent way too much time, you know, when we first got started on the property, just with the dumbest decision-making things. And ate into my time a little bit too much. All that we need now is some sort of table lamp. Maybe this guy. Can't say we've ever used that before. And then we'll go with black metal. That looks good. A little tall, definitely on the taller side. But that's a-okay. Sweet. And then a dresser, probably. Go back to furniture. Bedroom, wardrobes. We've got the Lena set right there. Ooh, this could be nice. Do we have enough space for it over here? Let's go with a shorter one. Maybe they have a shorter one in here somewhere. Not for that set. It doesn't look like it. So let's go with this guy. Do blackwood. Just try to get them to match. And by them, I mean this and the nightstands over in the corners. I feel like some people get sick of me putting TVs in bedrooms too, because not everyone has a TV in their bedroom. But I like it. I'm a TV in the bedroom. Oh, that's the terrible TV. I'm a TV in the bedroom kind of guy. Especially when they're this size. That's just impressive. All right. And then this, does that count as a closet? It does not. So, can we fix that somehow? What if we just put a very simple wardrobe in here? Boom, it's a closet. Just like that, turns it into a closet. You know what? I put a light switch in here, but I never ended up doing lights. I think I'm just going to get rid of that. And then we'll do another little wardrobe thing on the opposite side. Just so it says that the apartment has a closet. That's really all I care about. Okay, bedroom done. Bathroom done. Living room with kitchenette done. Laundry room does not say laundry yet. So let's see if we can sort that out as well. What about a laundry basket? Surely that's got to have, oops, some sort of effect on it. We'll put that over here. No, now it just says room. I don't know what to do to make it say laundry. Come to think of it, have any of our laundry rooms ever said laundry? I don't even think the one that we have in our personal home says laundry. So maybe that's good enough. I am so very curious to see how much money we're going to be able to get for this place, though. So just keep in mind, we paid $82,000, almost $83,000 for it. And we've spent about 2.5 hours on it. That seems about right. Let's put it up for auction. We are starting very low. Scarily low, in fact. It's as if the people don't know that it doesn't look like the back rooms anymore. Are you kidding me? 73? Okay, small family at 105. That's pretty good. I want to make a little bit more money than that on it, though. So let's see if they'll come up like an additional, I mean, this is going to sound crazy, Smoth family, but could you come up an extra like 5 Gs? Is that something that you could maybe consider? No, wait. Does that mean we're out? We can only accept their offer now. Or refuse it and accept somebody else's, but since they're the highest bidder. How did we almost lose money on this? I felt like we did a really good job, but maybe not. Maybe not. Let's take a look at these before and afters. Come to think of it, I didn't hear any music. I didn't hear any music on that job whatsoever. I don't even think Wait, I don't see any... Okay, that's scary. I don't see any sound coming from the game at the moment. So... That's weird. How long has it been like that? Okay, I see sound now. And when I say see sound, I mean like the waveforms on my recording software. I can see that. Holy frame droppage. Daisy, good to see you. Do you need anything? Negative. That's fantastic. Let's go check on Maya really quick. Maya, how you doing? No needs. Beautiful. Interesting. Well, hopefully we weren't without audio for too terribly long, but that was super weird. And on that note, unfortunately, that is where we're going to have to wind things down at for today. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.